Ever been beating your hog over your dad's copy of The Sun that he hides from your mum in the bottom of the wood basket and wondered, is there a hornier British newspaper? Let's figure it out. But how do we measure British horn? First I thought I could just access a database API full of headlines, but when I told the API to give me headlines, there just weren't enough.
So no head?
So I decided to do the unthinkable.
Wait, just let me just settings. Just gotta reject. Then next one. More options. Say yeah. Next one. More options. Oh, it's the same. Oh, it's the same again. Cookie settings. Click one. Don't allow. Click that. Okay. Primary research.
So then I did some scrolling through the sidebars of Sin and noticed patterns in the words used in hornier headlines and collated a list of horny words that appear often. Namely these words. Then I wrote a Python script to count the appearance of each word on each newspaper's website. Now time for the boring coding bit. First, we import some stuff we'll need, then define the horny words and the sites I want to pull headlines from, create a function that grabs HTML of the page and returns all the text in the page. Now this obviously returns more than just the headlines in the page, but we're more measuring the onslaught of horniness on the senses, so it's fine. Then, looping through each newspaper site, we get the text of the site, count the number of times each horny word appears and add the frequency of each word to a data frame. The data frame looks like this. After that, I scheduled the script to run every hour. Incidentally, as this script will only run if my computer is on, we can extract from the data frame how much time I spend on my computer every day. Wow, that's a lot! Finally, I used this script to plot the following graphs. Feel free to comment on my poor programming choices in the comments below. But before we get to the fun graphical bit, consider, what if you're like Jared, 19, and never even learned how to read?
What up? I'm Jared, I'm 19, and I never fucking learned how to read.
In that case, it's probably worth analysing the content of the images on the newspaper sites. So I wrote a new script basically doing the same thing again, except importing more stuff, using an AI to assess how safe the images are and what nudity could be contained in the image. We pull every image from the newspaper sites, save them, then go through each saved image and assess if the image is safe and if it contains any nudity, then plot more graphs with this script. Again, let me know if there are any problems in the code. Before we look at the results, let's take a moment to analyse some interesting images the AI has detected as unsafe. And here's the rest of the images. Now for the fun part. Analysis! Here we see the percentage of words being horny out of all the words in each newspaper. Note the smoother points on the left are because the data was being collected once a day as opposed to an hour, like on the right. What's striking is the rate at which the percentages change. They're really cranking out the articles at a stupid rate. Overall, the ranking of each paper in terms of horniness stays the same, with the Daily Star being on top and the Morning Star being on the bottom. The Morning Star being a socialist paper, we don't expect them to have much horny words, as socialism is horny enough. Another interesting find is that some newspapers' changes are correlated. For example, around here, we see a dip in 3 newspapers, with the rest staying constant. I think this was when Trump got COVID, but I'm honestly too busy failing my degree to check. Next slide, please. This heat map tells us that the Daily Star and the Daily Mail use the largest range of words, and that across all papers, sex is the most common word, with model, naked, and bikini being runner-ups. It also shows a flaw in the model, namely some words seem more popular because they can be used in a non-horny context, e.g. figure can be used in terms of public figure. Next slide, please. Here's the percentage of images out of all the images in a paper that were classified as unsafe by the AI. We already know the confidence in these results are low from the images that were classified as unsafe earlier. but we still see papers correlating with each other and the Daily Star being on top again. Final slide, please. Here's a heat map of the types of nudity for each paper. It's hard to say exactly which paper has the most nudity out of the Daily Star and the Sun, but it doesn't matter anyway because the classification AI wasn't great. So in conclusion, the Daily Star is the horniest newspaper with the highest amount of images and words being horny. Now you can tell your dad to start buying the Daily Star instead. Be sure to comment your own analysis of the data below. Like and subscribe and join me next time where I'll be finding the Young's modulus of my own anus.
Do you know what we are? We're fucking
Daily Star readers.
aren't we?
Daily
Fucking
Star readers. Daily Star readers.